What's going on YouTube? WeskerGriff coming back with a mail day recap video. I only have 2 cards to show in this video, but I wanted to make a separate video specifically for this one particular card because it's a card I've been looking to add for close to 2 years, and it's a huge addition to my Eagles PC. I originally saw this card, like I said, 2 years ago on eBay, and Probstein was actually selling this card in an auction, and it went for way more money than I was willing to spend on the card. So unfortunately I didn't buy it then, just because it went for so much, and I just didn't want to tie up all the funds into this particular card. But anyway, it put the card on my map, and the card is a very low numbered card. It's numbered out of 10. So I knew that there was potentially 9 other variations of the card that could pop up on eBay from any time. So fast forward to 2017, like 6-7 months ago, this card popped up again from another seller. But this time around, the seller was selling a lot of patch cards, and a lot of the people on the Facebook groups were doing a lot of detective work and found out that a lot of the patches in the cards were probably fake. So I didn't want to buy from that particular seller. That scared me off. So even though the card resurfaced after a couple years, I just waited again. And about 30 days ago, a seller posted another variation of the card, and he had it up for a pretty high amount, so he had best offer available. So I waited around 28 days from his listing, hoping that no one else would put in an offer, and thankfully no one put in an offer. And on the second to last day, I shot him over an offer, and he took about $45 to $50 off the price of the card. So I was absolutely ecstatic. He accepted my offer, and he got it out super quickly. And this is the card. It is from 2007 Donruss Playoff National Treasures. It's a dual autograph card numbered 7 out of 10 of Donovan McNabb and Brian Westbrook, 2 of the main core pieces of the 2004 Philadelphia Eagles team that went to the Super Bowl, that played the New England Patriots. You can actually see the score down here on the card. There you go. You can see it right there. Patriots 24, Eagles 21. It was a really tight Super Bowl. The Eagles only lost by 3 points. The Eagles had the ball on the final drive, but just couldn't get in field goal range for David Akers. But that's the only Super Bowl in my lifetime that the Eagles went to. The Eagles are in the NFC Championship game this Sunday, so they're playing the Minnesota Vikings. They're underdogs again, but we'll have to see. Maybe they can get back to the Super Bowl. But yeah, that's the only Super Bowl from my lifetime. And the 3 things I remember the most about that game, it's kind of funny because I've only watched that game one time. When your team loses the championship game, I highly doubt that people watch it more than one time. But yeah, I only watched it one time, and the 3 major things that I remember from that game, or that year in particular, were coming into that Super Bowl, everyone thought it was going to be the Steelers versus the Eagles. It was going to be a Pennsylvania Super Bowl. I believe the Steelers that year were 14-1, or 14-2, or they were either 15-1. I'm leaning towards them being 15-1. But either way, they played the Patriots in the playoffs, and they got smoked. I think they gave up like 42 or 48 points. They just got demolished by the Patriots, so that threw out the Pennsylvania Super Bowl. And other thing I really remember is that T.O. playing in the Super Bowl, because he really messed up his ankle, his leg, and he put 110% effort into playing the game and going out there. And that was probably one of the most gutsy performances I've seen from a player, because he was pretty much playing on one leg. So I remember that. And then the other thing I remember is just the wave of melancholy that absolutely decimated the city for pretty much a couple months after the Super Bowl loss. I remember as soon as the game got over, there was a huge loud bang on our block, like a really audible, like just crash. And the next morning when I go to school, because at the time I was a sophomore in high school, go out to go into the car to drive to school, and you find my neighbor had his TV all smashed in, and apparently smashed out his driver's side and car side window. So I'll never forget that, because that was pretty wild. But yeah, you just it was so weird going to school that Monday too, because it was just like, it was pretty much like a funeral. Like, everyone was just quiet, no one talked, none of the teachers were like, it was just like one of the most bizarre days ever. It was really strange. But that just goes to show how invested pretty much the city is in winning. So, but yeah, we'll see what the Eagles do this Sunday against the Vikings. Should be a good game. Case Keenum and Nick Foles. I wonder where Jeff Fisher is going to be watching the game at, that jabroni. But yeah, that should be interesting. And I do have one other pickup I might as well show in this video. I picked this up off of eBay as well. This is for my Sixers PC. It's a PSA Gem Mint 10. It's from 2016 Panini Prism. It's one of the mosaic refractors of Dario Saric. So I got this for an absolute steal. The seller probably was just looking to move inventory because he only sold it for $10. So blown away by the seller just pretty much dumping this card. But the Panini Prisms are off the roof this year. Just going for a crazy amount. And I know this is last year's Prism, but it is the rookie of Dario, who is a really solid player for the Sixers. Love watching him. Probably one of the more underrated players in the league. And yeah, it's nice to have a really nice mosaic. Look at all that shine on the card refractor for $10, and to get a Gem Mint 10 is really cool. And the seller actually threw in an extra too. He threw in this really nice 2015 Bowman Football purple insert of DeMarco Murray. So totally random by the seller to do that, but pretty cool nonetheless. So that's all I got for you guys. Thanks again for watching. Hope everyone out there is doing well. And yeah, take care. Have a good one. Peace.